Good morning, my name is Heather and welcome to a beginner yoga class for flexibility. Please meet me in a comfortable seated position, whether it be on your knees or like I'm sitting here with the legs crossed, whatever is comfortable for you, and you can use any props that you find are comfortable for your practice. In a seated position, close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And 2 more breaths at your pace. Gently let your eyes flutter open. Take a nice deep breath in while reaching your hands up to the sky. Shoulders are relaxed and away from your ears. And exhale with your arms down. 1 more time. Reach up. And exhale, arms down. Reach your left hand over to your right knee and your fingertips behind you. Look over your right shoulder. Feel a nice twist, standing up or sitting up nice and tall, your crown extending towards the sky. Nice deep breath in, and exhale, come back to center. And then reach your right hand to your left knee, your fingertips behind you. Extend, lengthen nice and tall, your crown towards the sky, and look over your left shoulder. Nice deep breath in, lengthening, and exhale, come back to center. Go ahead and meet me at tabletop. I want your hands shoulder width apart. Your shoulders directly over your wrists, your hips right over your knees. Nice neutral spine and neutral neck looking straight down. You're going to come into cat and cow poses. You want to inhale and press your heart forward, gaze up into your cow pose. Your hips and tailbone should be tilting up towards the sky. Nice inhale. Exhale to cat pose. Push your hands into your mat, pushing into the earth and pressing your upper back towards the sky. And inhale again, pressing your heart forward, gaze up, tilting your tailbone to the sky. And exhale into cat pose, pressing your hands into the mat, your upper back towards the sky, round your back. Do 2 more at your pace with your breath. Inhale to cow pose and exhale to cat pose. 1 more time. And exhale. And come back to neutral spine. We're going to come into your child's pose, your balasana. Put your 2 big toes together, your knees as wide as comfortable. You can extend your hands right out in front of you. Press your forehead, or let your forehead come down and touch the mat. And take a nice deep breath in and out through your nose. And 2 or 3 breaths just like this. And after your last exhale, inhale
Inhale up to your neutral tabletop position. And from here, you're going to curl your toes under. And you're going to press up into your downward dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. You're going to press your hands into your mat, and your heels should be directed towards the mat, but if they don't touch the mat, that's okay. That's just you just want to press your heels towards the mat, and then your hips are going to the sky, and you can keep a soft bend in your knees. It's not the goal to lock out your knees. Keep those nice and soft, and you want to press your heart towards your legs, getting a nice lengthening through your spine. Let your head hang heavy. And press your hands into the mat. Take a nice couple of deep breaths here. You can paddle your feet out if that feels good for you. The first downward dog, your hamstrings will feel tight. That's okay. Go ahead and gaze up towards your hands and take a couple of steps towards your hands into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Let your head hang heavy. And when you're ready, going to press your feet into the mat and lift, bending at the hips, up into your mountain pose, your Tadasana, reaching your hands towards the sky. Your shoulders should be relaxed, rolled down your back, away from your ears. Arms are engaged, but shoulders are relaxed. And exhale, bring your arms down. Take a nice deep breath back into Tadasana. And forward fold into Uttanasana. You can keep a soft bend in your knees. Inhale to your halfway lift, keeping your flat back. Your neck is neutral. You look down at the floor, nice flat back. Your weight should be more towards the ball mounts of your feet. You'll get a little bit more of a sensation in your hamstrings. And then go ahead and back into your forward fold, your head heavy. Go ahead and reach and grab onto your elbows into your ragdoll pose. And you can sway back and forth. Go ahead and reach your hands back down. Plant your hands and step your left foot back into your runner's lunge here. Your knee should be right over your ankle. And go ahead and tilt back and forth, easing into this, being kind, opening up that hip flexor. Go ahead and plant your left hand onto the mat, shoulder right over your wrist, and reach your right hand up towards the sky with a nice rotation in your spine. Nice inhale and exhale. Bring your right hand back down to the mat. Go on, go. Go. Sorry about that. Go ahead and drop your left knee. Uncurl your toes. And on a nice inhale, go ahead and reach your hands up to the sky. And you don't want to drop down into your hips. You want to keep your legs engaged, almost like you're drawing your front heel towards your back knee. Your legs are nice and engaged. Your lower abdomen is engaged. You want to tuck your tailbone down and just reach up your hands towards the ceiling. And then go ahead and release back down. Curl your toes under. You want your hands down on your mat framing your front foot. Bring your back knee up, and then go ahead and bring your front leg back into your plank pose, nice and strong. And you can bring your knees down first, or you can go ahead and lower all the way to the mat. Bring your toes down. Zoe, go on, go, go. And keeping your toes on the mat, bring your elbows down to the mat, and go ahead and raise your chest up off the mat into your cobra, keeping your hips pressed to the mat, Bhujangasana. You should gaze forward, your chin should be parallel to the mat, nice, easy back bend here. And go ahead and release. And then you can push back up onto your knees. And we're going to counter that with another extended child's pose. Sit back onto your heels. Your big toes should be touching your knees as wide as comfortable. And you can rest your forehead on the mat with a couple of nice deep breaths here. Go ahead and come back up into your tabletop. And we're going to curl our toes under and bring it up into your downward dog. Raise your hips towards the sky. Your feet should be hip width apart. Heels directed towards the mat. You can keep a soft bend in your knees. Paddle it out. Nice lengthening through your spine. Your head is heavy. And go ahead and gaze towards your hands. A couple of small steps back into your Uttanasana, forward fold. And then go ahead and raise up into mountain pose, Tadasana, hinging at your hips, reaching up towards the sky. Shoulders roll down your back. And go ahead and forward fold, Uttanasana. Plant your hands on the mat. And this time bring your right foot back. Nice wide stance. Your knee right up over your ankle. You can rock back and forth, gently getting into that hip flexor. Go ahead and drop that back knee, drop your toes. And a nice inhale. Bring it up, hands towards the sky, your knee right up over your ankle. Try not to drop into your hips. Keep your legs engaged, your pelvis tilted, or I should say your tailbone kind of tilted towards the earth. And then go ahead and bring your hands back down to the mat. And curl your toes up, bring your back knee up off the mat. Plant your right hand into the mat. Bring your left hand up to the sky. Nice gentle twist for your lower spine. Your hands reaching away from each other. Open up through your heart. And release. Frame your foot with your hands on the mat there. And then go ahead and bring that front foot back into your plank. And go ahead and lower all the way to your mat. Bring your heels, your feet down to the mat. Bring your elbows forward. And lift your chest up off the mat into your Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Nice gentle back bend here. Chin should be parallel to the mat, gazing forward. Nice breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Stay with your breath. And go ahead and release. Plant your hands onto the mat. Come back up to your knees. Back into your extended child pose. Your big toes together. Knees as wide as possible. Sit back onto your heels. And relax into the pose. Letting your forehead come to the mat. Couple of nice deep breaths in and out through your nose. And go ahead and rise back up into your tabletop position. Hands shoulder width apart, your knees hip width apart. Curl your toes under and come back up into your downward dog. Make any adjustments that you see that you need to make for your practice. Notice how you're feeling here. Notice the difference of this downward dog to your first downward dog. Your heels may be closer to the mat. If not, that's okay. Feel that nice lengthening in your spine. And with an inhale, go ahead and bring your right heel up, extending towards the sky. Bend your knee, your heel towards your bottom. Opening up that hip. Keep both of your elbows straight, not locked out. Open, open, almost like you're pointing your knee up towards the sky. And then go ahead and straighten that leg up. Heel towards the sky. And go ahead and bring that leg forward using your core. And if you can't do that, just go ahead and assist with your hand to your runner's lunge. And from here, drop that back heel down. And go ahead and press into the mat. Windmill your arms out into your warrior two. Now your front knee should be right over your ankle, and then your back foot should be parallel. The outer blade of your back foot should be parallel to the short edge of your mat. Your arms should be engaged, but your shoulders are relaxed and away from your ears. Look over the middle finger of your front hand. Try not to let your front knee collapse inward. You want to be pressing it outward. And take a nice inhale, dropping that back hand, raising your front hand towards the sky. Your reverse. And then back to warrior two. And then, Jake, go on, go, go. Sorry. And then go ahead and bring your elbow, your front elbow down to your front knee. Extended side angle. Bring your left arm up over, right alongside your ear, kind of reaching towards the top corner of that front wall. And opening up your chest. Nice and lengthening through that left side. And then go ahead and press into the mat, back into your warrior two. And go ahead and bring your arms down. Go ahead and step that back foot closer. And you can bring the ankle of your foot more to a 45-degree angle. And bring your hands to your hips and square them towards the front of your mat, or the top of your mat. And go ahead and step to the top of your mat. Your toes want to be touching together, your heels slightly apart. Take a nice deep breath in, your arms up over your head, and go ahead and sit back into your child's pose, Balasana. Keep your knees over your ankles as much as you can. You should be able to see your toes if you glance down, just like you're sitting into a chair, reaching your arms long. Arms should be alongside your ears. Your neck is neutral, gazing down a little bit in front of you. And go ahead and stand up, back into mountain pose. And drop your arms. Nice deep breath in to mountain. And exhale to Uttanasana, your forward fold. Plant your hands. And bring your right foot back. And go ahead and drop that back heel. Press into your feet into the mat. Windmill your arms up. Engage into your warrior two. The back blade of your foot should be parallel with the back edge of your mat. Your knee, your front knee right over your ankle. Pressing outward. You don't want to collapse that knee inwards. Arms are strong and engaged, but your shoulders are relaxed. Rolling them down your back. Look over your middle finger of your front hand. And go ahead and inhale into your reverse warrior. Back hand down the back of your leg. Front hand reaching towards the sky. And back to your warrior two. Go ahead and drop that front elbow to your front knee. Bring your arm up overhead, your right arm. Letting that front knee stay outward and not collapsing in. You can go ahead and have that top arm up alongside your ear, looking up toward the sky if that's comfortable for you. If not, you can keep a neutral neck. Go ahead and drop that arm. Come back into warrior two. Go ahead and step that back foot closer to your front foot. And the ankle is more of a 45-degree angle for that back foot. Hands to your hips. And you want to square those hips towards the top of your mat. And go ahead and step forward. And bring your toes to touching with your heels slightly apart. Arms up overhead. And sit down into your chair pose, Utkatasana. I might have said it wrong the first time. Utkatasana is your chair pose. Keep your knees, your legs are strong here. Tighten those thighs together. And lengthen through your spine. Go ahead and stand up into your mountain pose. And go ahead and release into your forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale into your halfway lift. Back is flat. And release into Uttanasana, forward fold, head heavy. And go ahead and lower down and controlled to a seated position. And go ahead and roll all the way back to lying down. And your feet are going to be on the mat, bringing your heels as close to your bottom as possible. Hands down at your side, your palms down towards the mat. Shoulders are away from your ears. And from here, we're going to press up into a bridge pose. So press your palms into the mat and roll your hips up towards the sky, bringing your lower back and your middle back off the mat. Your knees should be pointed forward. Try not to let your knees fall out so your legs are strong here. Just press your hips towards the sky, pressing your hands down into the mat. Couple of deep breaths. And go ahead and release your hips back down onto the mat. Legs down. And go ahead and bring your right knee into your chest, holding on to your knee. And you can sway that back and forth. And release that knee. And bring your left knee into your chest. And you can rotate that across your chest. And go ahead and bring both knees into your chest here. Full wind. And you can rock back and forth, massaging your lower back. Release your knees, coming into Shavasana, and you want to, your legs could be, or your feet could be spread towards the bottom corners of your mat, and your arms down at your sides, palm facing the sky, your shoulders down on the mat, everything. You can melt as much as you want into the mat, just relaxing everything. And this is the most important pose of your practice here. This is where your body, you give your body a chance to be grateful for what you've done for it today. Just nice and relaxed. Take up as much space on the mat as you need. Relax. Let your eyes gently close. And take some nice deep breaths here. And instead of controlling your breath like you have been doing your entire practice here, just let your breath do what it wants, nice and naturally, in through your nose and out through your mouth, if that's what comes naturally to you. Everything should be relaxed. Notice all the sensations in your body, all the tingling. That's your body showing you gratitude for what you have done for it today in your practice. to deepen your breath. Waking up your body again. Touch each of your fingers with your thumb, or wiggle your fingers. Awaken them. Wiggle your toes. And on a nice inhale, reach your hands up overhead, stretching towards the top of your mat, pointing your toes away from you. Nice full body stretch. Waking everything back up. And go ahead and roll over onto your side into a fetal position. And gently plant your top hand into the mat or the floor, and press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. You could be cross-legged, on your knees, whatever is comfortable for you. Just sit up nice and tall, your crown extending towards the sky, your heart open, your shoulders down away from your ears, your hands gently on your knees if you're in a cross-legged position, or on the tops of your thighs if you're on your knees. And close your eyes and say a gentle thank you to yourself. Self-care is most important. You can't take care of anybody else unless you take care of yourself first. Take a nice deep breath in, raising your hands up towards the sky, pressing your hands together, and bringing them down, your thumbs to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.